For this one, I wanted to talk about some things you might not have thought of that you could do for photo sessions at this time of the year. Now, I'm not talking about just what photographers could do, but what you could do with your family. Now, trying to do something around Thanksgiving or Christmas would be difficult to bring a photographer in for. First of all, they're fairly private events, but the other issue you're going to have with those is the fact that as you do these things, you're not going to be able to get a photographer who's going to be able to bounce from house to house to house. It'd be a single family thing, and it might be hard to find enough photographers to handle that. However, if we look at it from a different perspective, things that could be planned out and could be done. So, what could we do? Well, how about a family out playing in the leaves, right? How about setting up your Halloween decorations? Now, we're not talking about posed things, we're talking about things that occurred in your life, little life events. Now, what about building a snowman, right? Or going sledding? Now, the problem that you have doing this yourself is how do you get you in the pictures? And why should the family have photographs of everybody but the photographer? I always had a question with that. A lot of times it's the woman who is the photographer, and why is she not in any of the photographs? Because she's taking the pictures. So by having a professional photographer do them, then you don't have to worry about being in those photographs. You don't have to worry about somebody being left out of those photographs. So think about things that you could schedule and then bring a photographer in. Get those family photos. Now, maybe it's just a photo here and a photo there. And maybe you don't want to put those up on the wall for wall art. But if you work with a photographer and work things out so that the photos all get collected in an album, let's say, what would it be like to have baby's first leaves and then the next year and the next year? So you've got a couple of years together in an album of your child with the leaves while they're young. And these are all massively wonderful things to them. What would happen if you did that with your family as they're going through transitions in their life where you just end up with an album at the end? You know, something that you look on later on and you can flip through the pages and see the progression. I know a lot of photographers will do a photo shoot and give photographs and then that's it. But I don't see a reason why, especially with the price of storage the way it is now, that a photographer couldn't take those pictures and put them on their own disk, their own little hard drive, and put that away. And then if you're going to do it again the next year, pull that drive out, take the photographs, add the photographs to it. So when you're done, you would have a drive of some kind. Personally, I would choose an SSD that have all these photographs on it and available that you could then go through and make up an impressive album of a journey of a person meeting a goal, or even going on to something like just the passage of time from a baby up to young adult or beyond. The other thing you could do with it is if you're trying to meet a particular goal, be it a bodybuilding goal or a martial arts goal, having some of those photographs so that you know there's something you can compare yourself to might actually help push you along. But the other thing that you might get out of it is the ability to go back and see how you progressed. And maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's for the people who stood by you while you were trying to achieve whatever it is that you were trying to achieve, and you put it together for them. But it's a different way of looking at photography as opposed to being a single shot. The person's just going to show up. He's going to take a couple of photographs. I'm going to get digitals, or I'm going to get wall art or whatever. I've now got a series of photographs taken over a period of time that can then be assembled into an album that I can then look upon later on and see how I progressed, see what my family looked like, have a good understanding of where we started and where we are today. So that's what I got for you this week, and I'll talk to you guys all next week.